Buy it early, buy a lot.
Rutherfohrd.
People think that insurance agents just want to sell. They just want to cash out. So, how can someone avoid being misled or scammed or overcharged? Yeah, when choosing a policy.
People don't realize that skills, you don't get educated in one area and not apply it in the other area. Just
Mm,
like you said, if you want to buy a house, what do? You first of all get on the system and begin to look at all the houses that are there in the market. You
yeah.
look at the locations of each of these houses, you educate yourself.
Mm,
So the first thing everybody should do is get educated.
mm.
Get educated. There are materials that you can read online. We also hold webinars where we provide the public with financial education.
Okay.
The more informed you are, the better. So the
Mm,
first thing is get educated. There are books that you can read. Get educated. We live in a society where what you don't know can hurt you.
yeah, yeah, very true.
So getting educated about insurance or finance, you don't leave it to somebody else. And usually I also tell wives this a lot. A lot of times, especially in our community, the wives will say, "Oh, it's my husband that does all of that." And I'm like,
I'm shy. Oh no. Oh no.
yeah. I tell them the society we live in, you both should know as much as the other person knows, or if even better, you
Mm,
need to know all of these things
mm,
because it's a fast-paced society,
yeah.
and if you're not both improving in every area including finances and education about all of that, one person will be left behind and the explanation becomes a lot weightier.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
second thing also is work with a trusted agent. Referral. I do lots of referrals. People will refer people to me, and that was actually how I met you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, work with a trusted agent and also trust your gut.
Mm,
If you meet someone and something doesn't feel right, trust your gut. And that's how not to be scammed or misled in life. And so you apply um, the skills to even in insurance as well.
for
Yeah.
someone who has a small income, tight budget, yeah, or and feel they can't afford insurance, what are practical steps they can take to start protecting themselves today?
There's always something that someone can afford. And
Mhm.
that's why the first step is to sit down with an expert and get the FNA done. Sometimes I've sat down with people that income is good, but they have more debt than asset.
Mm,
And
mm,
the first thing the person will need to do is to work at eliminating or reducing the debt so you can create cash flow.
okay. Yeah, true.
So once you're able to do that, you'll be able to figure out, okay, are there funds that are being misappropriated? There are people that have learned something in one area and they put all their money there, not realizing that they are leaving themselves exposed and they are not protected.
Mm,
So, for example, somebody could learn about RRSP and put more money into RRSP and have no life insurance. Is there a way we can redirect some of those funds into getting you protection so that your family is protected? So that what we found out that people always have money is just what they are doing with it.
mm,
Now, I keep going back to the financial plan and the FNA because it tells you where you are and it shows you where you want to go.
true.
There are
Yeah.
truly people that cannot afford, but okay, if we work on ABCD, we'll be able to free funds for you to give that protection to your family. When people see that, they're more enthusiastic and they work because they see the value. Whenever value is not seen, people will always not have the finance to do, you know, especially insurance. If they don't see the value, they won't do it. But
Yeah.
those that see the value, they do it.
Hmm.
So when we sit down with people is to show them the value. And once they see that value, we redirect funds, to meet that need that the person has. There are other situations too where we don't do one size fits all. Everybody's situation is different. So no matter how small the income, there's something that a person can still afford to get. People are planning to buy a house, but they don't think about the person who is going to pay the mortgage of that house.
Hmm.
So if you're planning to buy a house, it's a beautiful thing that you're about to embark on, but you need to also get protected just in case, you know, and you're building wealth in the house. Depending on what kind of plan you get, you also use it to build wealth and generational wealth as it is.
Thank you so much, Ma. All right, finally, what should people review yearly to confirm that their coverage still fits their life? Like, you have to review that yearly.
So they review the plan they have, their life insurance plan, but most importantly, they review their financial plan. So your coverage, as long as you're paying your premiums, your coverage stays. Now,
Okay.
if you increase your liability, so for example, you got a life insurance and you had a house, one house, you now buy a second house, you should also review your coverage to ensure that your coverage, your life insurance coverage, also can take care of your added liabilities.
Um,
Yeah, people don't think about all of that now. Another
yeah.
purpose of a life insurance is this: if my income is not here, will my family be able to live a normal life for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, without their situation going to minus zero?
Hmm. Very important.
So, a person that doesn't have any life insurance and the person, something happens, they get sick, they pass away, that income is no longer there. If the person was a breadwinner of the home, that income is no longer there. Most people end up, on in situations homeless. All of that things happen.
Hmm.
Now, so when you're getting a life insurance, what you're saying is, I love myself. I love my family. I don't want my family to be in a situation where they're, stressed out. Their life is turned upside down because my income is not here, in addition to the building wealth. So that's why when we talk about life insurance, people need to see that aspect of it. So when you review you increasing your asset, increase your life insurance. You're just building wealth as you go. And
Hmm.
it's a very great way to build wealth.
Okay.
Mm.
Great way to do that. Okay, thank you so much, Ma, for
Thank you.
shedding light on this very important topic to us.
Okay.
And I
Mm.
know that, yeah, people have learned, yeah, they are taking a whole lot of info information from this. So before we round off, there is a small segment. We call it the Rutherfohrd review. Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
a quick 5 minutes. Let's get to know
Okay.
our guests. Let's get to know your journey more like that. So just one word. So the first one is, what personal experience first made you realize how important proper insurance really is?
It was just an awakening. My kids were young, and I just realized if anything happens to us, what Then I was a stay-at-home mom, and my husband was the only one working. So if
Mm.
anything happens to my husband, what becomes of us? It's
Mm.
just it was. And like, we don't have the time for the story, but my husband came back from work and I opened my laptop. I told him, you need life insurance. I wasn't in the business, wasn't thinking about the business, but that was what, got me more interested in, knowing more about finances and
Oh.
life insurance. Yeah.
What is one thing you wish you had known earlier about insurance before you started this journey?
Timely understanding
What motivates you the most when helping people understand their protection options?
that we're saving families and saving their future. Mm.
That makes sense. So, what is one misconception about insurance you had yourself before becoming an expert?
I felt like I didn't want to die, so let's not talk about it now.
Okay,
But until that awakening,
okay. And finally, if you could give your younger self one simple piece of advice about money and protection, what would it be?
buy it early, buy a lot.
Thank you so much once again, Ma, for shedding light on this very wonderful topic. I know that people have been informed. If you know that definitely this affects everyone, so please just like, just comment, and share to as many people as possible. And most importantly, please subscribe to Chat with Rutherfohrd. Till I come your way again next time, please stay informed, stay protected. I love you. Bye.